Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to We React. Got another good show for you tonight, as always. We love to do that here. We got a ton of stuff going on. I got a few things I want to cover first, right out of the gate, and then we'll get on to the subject matter. So, first of all, we're at 1.2 thousand followers. That is amazing. Couldn't appreciate it more. You guys are awesome. You got to keep this up because we're doing good things here. In the last 28 days, we've accrued 70,498 views. Again, it's amazing. So great. We're doing what we need to do here. We focus it on the Lord, we focus it on God, and we're doing what we need to do. I just wanted to do a shout out. I appreciate all you guys, and share these videos, tell your friends, get this word out. We're trying to help people here. So, now that we got that out of the way, let's cover what we're going to do today. But, before that, you guys got to head over to the YouTube channel, like and subscribe, and that's going to be right here, We React 89 on YouTube. Over at TikTok, we're there too. So head over to TikTok and look up at We React and subscribe there. Start liking those videos. I have different content on each channel. They all differ. So if you want to get a mix of all three, go and subscribe to all three, guys. But we're doing a good thing here. So get the word out and let's do it. So today's show, we're going to end it with the Most High, like we always do, because that's what we do here. Secondly, we're going to go into... Well, wait. Shh, come here. I don't want to make this too loud. Feminism. But first, guys, we're going to cover some good news, some happy news. Some good stuff for everybody here. We're going to go into this government shutdown news. Finally, Senate has passed it, and it's going to go on to the House. It took a little bit of work, but we made it happen. So, here's what's going into that. It took 41 days, longest government shutdown ever, for them to come to an agreement. And it took only 7 Democrats, guys, only 7 Democrats to pull this thing together. Now, I'm going to coin the term Republicrats. So, 2 of them weren't up for re-election the next cycle, so nothing they had to worry about. The other 2 were retiring. So, my think is they figured, well, I'd rather do right by the American people and actually make sure that these people are getting the paychecks that they need. Round of applause for them. We shouldn't have been 41 days in the first place. So, and I think that shows the deep-seated issue from both sides and the huge divide, but mainly from Democrats. There was still Democrats that voted no to this, and I have the numbers I'll show you guys here in a second. But the fact that it took this long just to get 7 Democrats to vote on the Republican side is ridiculous, in my opinion. So, in order for us to get it to pass, it took 7 Democrats, 1 independent, and 52 Republicans to make up the full 60. So now that we finally got that passed with the 60 votes, now it has to go to the House. Overwhelmingly, the House is going to approve it. They're saying that it should be on Trump's desk by Wednesday night. So, Lord willing, we'll be able to have this all fixed and set up and maybe have the government back and running by the following Monday. We all hope so. We all hope so. So let's go on to this next part right here. I want to show you guys this because this was flabbergasting to me. So on the top there, we have who said yes and who said no. So the 40% which said no, I'm going to go ahead and give them a... We got to do better. You got to focus on the American people. They're all here trying to pay their bills and keep this country going. So we got 40 no's, 60 yeses, which is awesome. So, and here it breaks it down. So you have 52 Republicans, 7 Democrats, 1 independent that made up that 60 right there. So there was 40 Democrats, mostly, that said no to this. So we had 38 Democrats, 1 Republican, and 1 independent that voted no. Guys, we got to do better than that. If you're going to work in the government and you're going to say that you're for the people, I mean, this is not for the people. Voting no to opening back up our government when people are losing out on pay, people are going without food, there's privileged people in our communities or undercompensated people or whatever have you, and they're suffering too because they're not getting their benefits or anything like that. We can't do this stuff. And the fact that we still had 40 that voted no just seems like ridiculousness to me. Yeah, so, but when you look at that, it took 60 votes to achieve that, finally got it through. I mean, this is the way that it goes, but it doesn't mean that it's okay. So we got to bring this country together. We got to start caring about the people, because to go 41 days with our government shut down not only looks terrible as a society for us, but on the world stage, it's abysmal. We can't even figure out a funding plan to keep our government open. It just makes us look like a bunch of idiots. Come on now. So, I think what is our favorite part? Because I'm going to tell you this. They're still at it, guys. They never stop. It never ends, and it never will. Because stupidity is abundant, and common sense, well, nope, it ain't here anymore. Let's go on to these. Sorry about that, guys. 1 second. Technical difficulties there.
Bars every weekend with my friends, maybe for the pub.
Let me restart this for you guys. I'm sorry about that.
Because the wall never forgives.
Guys do not approach you at the bar, not because you're not pretty, but it's because of this. I've been going to the bars every weekend with my friends, maybe for the past couple months, and I love it. I love socializing.
Okay, if she's been going to the bars for the last couple months with her friends, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys, pass that one up. Because she's already doing too much. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that right now. It's not even worth it, I'm telling you.
And I'm single. And my friend and I were talking at the bar the other weekend, and we were talking about how we've never been approached by a single guy before. Like, maybe ever. Which is just insane to think about.
That's because single guys probably aren't looking for your type of person. They're out there trying to find themselves a modest lady, and you're not going to find that in a club or a bar or anything like that. So you're only getting approached by men that are already in relationships or just out there playing the field, because they're just out there playing the field. So you're not going to find a good dude in a bar or a club. It's just not going to happen. Sorry, ladies.
I can name a couple of occurrences where they have, but it was like people from Europe, and they're like a different breed of people, okay? So I feel like the culture in America is way different. Guys do not want to approach you, not because of...
Yeah, they don't want to approach any of you ladies because you've been telling us since 2010, and maybe even before that, don't approach us. You're creepy. And you say all this stuff, now we'll go up and approach a woman, and then she has her camera out, and then she just films it, puts it on her page, and then totally messes up somebody's life. We're not going to put ourselves through that. Sorry, we're not going to do it. You know why? Because it's not even worth it. It's not worth it.
How pretty you are or how you look, but it's really because they're scared of you. And then us women over here who are single are thinking like, we look amazing, we did our makeup, we chose the perfect...
whoa, honey. Who said you looked amazing? I don't know. Did you tell yourself you looked amazing? Probably.
Out.
Because the wall never forgives.
Guys do not approach you at the bar not because you're not pretty.
So why do men no longer come up to women? I asked this in a TikTok last week, and it got so many comments, especially from men. And I just want to preface this with, this was no shade to men, this post was no shade to men, and neither is this one. I was just genuinely curious and asking. Women. I asked it.
Have to edit that part out. Let's restart this thing, guys. Had some technical difficulties there, you know. It never goes the way you want it to.
In a TikTok last week, and it got so many comments, especially from men. And I just want to preface this with, this was no shade to men, this post was no shade to men, and neither is this one.
I'm going to go ahead and probably say it was probably meant to throw a little bit of shade at men. Could be wrong. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I was just genuinely curious and asking. I love men, I think they're awesome, and I think that they're a little confused right now. But most of their response...
No, we're not a little bit confused. We're actually right on track because you guys created this dynamic with everything. We never wanted to stop approaching. We never wanted to go a different way about it. But when we get totally embarrassed and totally taken advantage of in these situations, I mean, there's ladies that go out and they're just going to say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to talk to this guy, get some free drinks," and then not even entertain a relationship or anything. So no, we're not going to go out and spend our hard-earned cash, our time that's more valuable than even our cash, just to waste on somebody that's frivolous and isn't even going to be a part of our future. That's just how it works.
Said something like, we were told not to go up to you guys, and we were told that you want to be left alone, and you just want your own space, and you don't want us approaching you. Which for some women, that can absolutely be true, but I love meeting people in person, and I just think that...
Okay, so here's the thing. With the way the modern climate is, if you like going out and meeting people, with the way that it has been, you better start learning how to approach a man and talk to him, because 9 out of 10 times, he's not going out of his way to come talk to you. He's not going to put himself in a situation where he could just be embarrassed. So learn how to talk to other guys, learn how to talk to people, and learn how to approach somebody. If you can't, well then get some cats, because you're probably going to be alone.
It takes a confident person to go up to someone when you see them in person, and I think it's a really cool way to meet people rather than meeting people online. And we're also saying things like they were called creeps and weirdos, and they don't want to be called that. It's not a pleasant experience. But I will say that...
Yeah, why would you want to be called that? And then you're going to get called that just because you approached someone to talk to them and get their number. Which, by the way, guys, I know we're all used to going up and asking for the number, right? I came from the generation where that's what we did. But nowadays, if you're going to approach a girl, don't ask for the number. It's too much of an investment. So ask for the Instagram or something like that. Don't ask for their phone number. It's way easier to get a social media account. And then after you talk for a while, you can get their number after that. But don't just go right in and ask for the number. Play it cool. Do it right.
Like, for example, myself and my friends have had men come up to us with a really, really intense energy, like a very in-your-face energy, and they're really nervous, and they're kind of scattered, and they're very pushy.
You can't be intense, nervous, and scattered. I'm not sure this lady even knows what she's talking about. She probably hasn't even been approached that much, which you can tell. But guys are going to approach it a different way. If you don't like their approach, that doesn't make them any less valuable of a man. You can still give them a chance, right? I mean, you could just entertain it. I don't know.
Or weird, and their energy's just off. And one of the most attractive things...
They're always like, their energy's just off. What the hell are you even talking about? So what, so you don't like the way they talk? Or maybe you don't like the way they look? Or maybe you don't like their body language? if you sat there and talked to them for a little bit, I guarantee that that whole energy thing would change. But you're just basing it off their words and your perceived notion of the person they are. That's just not how it works.
To a woman is emotional intelligence, and that shows within like the first few seconds of meeting someone. When
More often than not, men have way more emotional intelligence than women do. That's just a fact. We think about things more constructively. We bring more common sense into the situation. We think more logically. Ladies, they tend to just be emotional right out of the bat. They don't think about how to control those emotions or how to keep them in check or which ways to act in certain scenarios. They just act out of impulse with emotion. That's not emotional intelligence, honey. It just isn't. I'm sorry.
introduce themselves to you. So if you're gonna go up to a woman, just like take a calm, deep breath. If you see a woman working on her laptop or something at a cafe, you can go up to her and be like, "Hey, my name is so and so. I thought you were really beautiful and you seem interesting. I would love to get to know you more."
Yeah, well, look, I mean, that might work for some people, but I mean, more often than not, it's not working out like that. So, I mean, you don't want, oh, hey, baby, you're so beautiful. I mean, come on. Go up, have a rational conversation. Just talk to them. Talk to them about something that's went on in the room, a current topic. Bring up something that makes the conversation a little bit more based and rational and easy to connect with. That's going to be an easy way to take care of it.
Buy a drink. I mean, it's like very fucking simple.
By the way, this lady just said, grab a tit and buy a drink. Huh? You want guys to just go in and start groping your chest? Yeah, let's see what happens when that goes on. You guys are not going to be very happy.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Huh.
Why don't men ever make the first move anymore?
Because women want to be men.
No, we don't.
Wait, you're so focused on being a man that men don't want to approach you anymore.
What women?
Yeah, he's actually not wrong there. No man is going to approach a masculine woman. And it has nothing to do with being intimidated or anything like that. It's just gross. I mean, that's just what it is. No man wants to be with a masculine woman. That's just not how it works, guys.
Are experiencing now is simple. They're frustrated because they're reaping what they sowed. They spend
Pretty much.
years attacking men in every space, on TV.
See, and that's what I was referring to earlier. I mean, before, all they did was say, don't approach us, don't do this, don't do that. It was all these stipulations. And then guys still approached them, and then they started videotaping them, putting them online, embarrassing them. What reaction did you expect? I mean, did you think we were just going to be like, oh yeah, let's keep trying this? No. Men now had to put in 100 times the work that men did 50 years ago for about 20% of a woman that we would have gotten at the said time. It's hoflation. That's what it is.
On social media.
If you go out and you are receiving non-stop attention, you need to go home and change. You look cheap and you look easy. I'm going to tell you the most counterintuitive thing you've ever heard. And I know, it makes no sense. But hear me out, hear me out. When you do go out with friends or on dates or whatever the case may be, and barely any men come up to you, few, once in a while, whatever, that's how you know you did it right. You need to look expensive. You need to look like, if you are going to approach me, am I in your price range? Because this one...
Am I in your price range? What are you, an escort? What are we even talking about here? Look, if I'm going to be honest with you, I can probably say with confidence, 90% of men, when you're sitting at a bar like that, they're just going to look at you and they're going to walk straight the other way. because you look high maintenance. You look like you bring more trouble than peace. You aren't going to be my peace. You're going to be a piece of the problem. No, ladies, don't listen to her. Don't listen to her.
Cheap.
So why do men no longer come up to women?
So yeah, personally with this whole thing, I think that they just sit there and put a little bit more value on themselves than the actual work that they put into the said situation. So if you're gonna put yourself all the way up here, then you got to make sure that what you bring to the situation levels up to where you hold yourself to. Because you can't say you're up here and your actions put you down here. That's just not how it works. So now I want to go on to my favorite part of the video, and that is the Most High, Elohim, the Lord above. So what we're going to do here is cover a couple verses, but what I want to cover tonight is not giving up. We don't want to give up. The Lord already knows what comes before us. We already know that God has been there. So why are we going to give up? We already know God's promise, and God is not a man so that he may lie. He is not like us. So God's promise is eternal. It never ends. So we're going to go through these. I got a quote from yours truly, and then we'll top this video off. So Galatians 6:9. Let us not become weary of doing good, for at the proper time we will reap what we sow, a harvest, if we do not give up. 2 Corinthians 15:7. But as far you be strong and do not give up, for your work will be rewarded. Proverbs 16:3. Commit to the Lord, whether you do, and he will establish your plans. God is always going to be with you. God is always going to be next to you. You can not acknowledge it if you would like, but God is always going to be there waiting for you to have that moment, that epiphany, where you come straight back to God on your knees and take it to the next step, a whole new level of faith. So I have this quote for you, and then we're going to tie this all in. I love you guys. If you never give up, God will never stop picking you up. That is so true, and it is an eternal thing. I love you guys. Thank you for coming back here every night. We're heading on 1.3K subscribers. We're doing it out here. So like and subscribe. Leave a comment down there. Share this video. Get the word out. Go to our YouTube. I love you guys. See you on the next one.